From the Hooker-Dunham Theater in Brattleboro, Vermont, it's Thorn in My Side! Please put your hands together for the host of Thorn in My Side, Caron.
Based on our chosen theme. But before we reveal this month's theme, we must meet our contestants. First, he demanded a part of tonight's proceeds in order to participate. But the joke's on him, because 0 divided by anything is 0. It's Tony Grobe! Called Patrick Caron's for the advancement of Patrick Caron's. It's Patrick Caron! And finally, she's only here for the glory. After winning 2 Thorn in My Side episodes, she was defeated last month by a single point. But in a twist of fate, the champion that deposed her was unable to compete this month, and so she is back to reclaim her crown. It's Dee Washkevich! All right, welcome contestants. Thank you for not sitting yet.
That's what he told us to do.
They've been pre-warned. They can't sit yet. Now we've come to the part of the show when normally we would choose our theme for the evening, but not tonight. Stay calm. Take a breath. The truth is, we have already picked tonight's theme in advance. See, everyone, let me explain. So you see, a few weeks back, I was burning the midnight oil here at the Hooker-Dunham, and I had a dream. Nay, a vision. Nay, I was watching an antidepressant commercial. But not the first half of the ad, when she's sad, she's sitting alone inside and everything's all desaturated. No, I was watching the second half of this commercial, when she started taking the antidepressants and was doing all sorts of fun activities with her girlfriends and her adorable daughter and her handsome, but not too handsome, husband. And all was bright and sunny and joyful as she enjoyed the great outdoors. And I thought, we gotta do that. That's what I'm taking from this ad. Tonight, you will see a footage of these brave souls out in the wilderness, struggling not only with the challenges we at Thorn in My Side laid before them, but with Mother Nature herself. But first, we have a game. There is nothing better than being outdoors. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
Okay. That's a pretty tepid response. But before we get rough and wild out there in Mother Nature, we should take a moment to honor those wonderful portals that usher us out into the great green world. Doors.
I love doors.
Thank you. That was not a tepid response. It's doors. That's right. Without doors, we would be stuck inside all the time. So, for our first game, we'll be testing your knowledge of some of the best doors known to man in a game we call The Great Outdoors. Okay? The rules are simple. We'll show you a picture of a door, and you must guess what that door leads to. You'll each get 3 doors, the first of which is a real and historically significant door. The second will be a fictional door. And the third will have a patented Thorn in My Side twist. Okay. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Dee, you're up first.
Okay.
Dee's ready. Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. Here's a door. Okay, it's all you. What? It's rather ominous, don't you think? What do you think that door is? What's through that door? It's a historically significant door.
I'm going to say that's the Mark Twain house door.
The Mark Twain house door.
It's a real door.
What?
It's a real door.
It sure is a real door. It's not the Mark Twain house door. It's actually 10 Downing Street. Did anyone know that in the audience?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. It's the residence of the Prime Minister of Great Britain and the seat of the English government. And it looks like the entrance to the Death Star if Darth Vader was a portly man with absolutely terrible hair. Next up, we have Tony.
Oh boy.
What's this door? It's a little ostentatious for my taste. Thanks, Patrick. You're really obliging.
Hurry up.
I'm going to guess that's a cathedral door. I'm not sure which cathedral.
A cathedral door doesn't know which cathedral door. It is a cathedral door. It is specifically the entrance to the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. Oh, you know, I actually lost my retainer there when I was in high school. So if anyone happens to go there, it's green with little sparkles on it. He's so mad at me. So moving on. Pat, you're up. Look at this good door.
Yeah, couldn't tell you the number. Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, it is. It's 221B Baker Street. As many of you may know, was the address of Sherlock Holmes. Now, of course, there is no real Sherlock Holmes, but this address was created in the 1930s when London was reallocating house numbers in honor of the great detective, and the neighbors immediately started reporting whimsical, unsolvable crimes. That towed the line into fiction, so now we're going to move on to truly fictional doors. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. What a fun, inconvenient shape for a door.
That is a Star Wars door.
It's a Star Wars door. Any more specific than that?
Is that the, what's the name of the bar?
The cantina?
Yes.
It's not the cantina.
I'm guessing that since you...
This is the entrance to the palace of infamous crime lord Jabba the Hutt, a giant slug monster from Tatooine. And yes, nerds, technically, this is a real set that existed, so it is technically a real door. We know that. Don't send us any complaint letters if we get enough of those from the Sepultura fans from our medieval episode. All right, next one, Tony. This is a spooky point of egress.
Is that the door to the Twilight Zone?
It sure is! If you grew up in the 60s, you might remember this door as the introduction to some old school nightmare fuel. That's right, this is the Twilight Zone door, which doesn't strictly lead outside, unless you can call space outside. Which, let's go with yeah, that's outside. All right, Pat, it's all you.
That's Shrek's outhouse.
Somebody wants to This is Shrek's outhouse, and no one told me. I'm just reading the script that Colin wrote. And that was also written down, and so is this thing Colin. And this anyway. That got really meta there. And moving on to our special round, which will work a little differently. We're going to show you only a small fraction of these doors. So look closely. Dee, you're up. There's some cool patterns. What door is that?
What door is that?
It's just a little corner of it.
Is that, oh gosh. Is that a cabinet from a wardrobe at Lavazzi?
A cabinet from a wardrobe at Adivasi is a very specific guess. And that is not it. These are the famous elevator doors at the Overlook Hotel. Stanley Kubrick film The Shining. Stephen King famously hates the adaptation, saying, and and I quote, "It shouldn't be blood coming out of the elevators, it should be tang. Tang is way scarier." End quote. Weird guy. Next, Tony. Tony. There's not much to go on. A lot of people know it. Tony, do you know? All right, Tony. 3.
Oh, hi.
2.
Oh God, I know
I want to sing.
Fans of the show Friends will recognize this door as the door to Monica's home. A waitress who could afford a loft apartment. Rent control, thank you. Okay.
How are the Friends nerds louder than the Star Wars nerds?
Okay, Pat, you got the last one.
Yep.
All right, wait a minute.
No, it's the Doors, the album cover.
This is the band The Doors. So good at this game. The pseudo-mystical group with such hits as Break On Through and Riders on the Storm, a favorite of people who are absolute bummers at parties. And that's it for the Great Outdoors. Okay, Colin.
All right, so in third place currently it's D with 0 points, unfortunately. In second place we have Tony with 1 point. And with an early runaway lead, it's Pat with 3 points.
All right.
You know your doors.
So now that we have seen some great outdoors, the time has come for us to move through them into the great outdoors. Now, how do we celebrate the great outdoors inside this cave? Well, it's time I reveal something to you all. Deep breath now. We're doing a lot here tonight. Our 3 intrepid contestants have already competed in 4 games filmed in advance on the trails at the Bonnievale Environmental Education Center. None of them are aware of how well the others did in any game, nor have any of them seen any of the footage we captured until now. You may now sit. Now, before we jump into our first remote game, let us see our contestants as they journey out into the wilderness. Come with us. I know, how did Jay get this shot? It's like nuts. Welcome back. One of the things that make the outdoors so great are our deciduous and coniferous friends, the trees. Our contestants got to know the trees around Bonnievale a little better in a game we're calling Solve the Mystery. Get it? Oh, you got work with me. Okay. Let's join our contestants as they learn the rules for this game. On in, welcome. Within 5 minutes, explore as much of the area as possible and return to this exact spot. Then name as many of the trees as possible. Start now. Alright, so the rules seem rather straightforward, do they not? Of course, this being Thorn in My Side, we wouldn't make make things so simple, would we? So, did we? We didn't. Let's take a look.
Starts now.
Trees. Lovely.
How many trees do you think you have so far?
Oh, at least 4.
Yes.
Do you know your trees?
I've been working on it. It's one of the important things for mushroom identification.
You know, in terms of broad categories, sure.
What do you mean by broad category?
I mean, like, I can recognize a maple leaf.
If there's some nonsense I'm supposed to be looking for.
I'm gonna go with. All right.
It is used to describe trees. Are you done?
I'm done.
Do I need to be back there in 30 seconds?
And you gotta come back to this exact spot.
I mean, I can keep walking around, but I don't think it's gonna make much difference.
Alright, so everyone was so focused on the trees that they didn't notice bright white signs attached to them. But hey, the signs did not correspond in any way to the tree that they were attached to. Okay, so let's see how many trees Pat wound up naming.
So now you've explored the area,
I believe so.
and now you must name as many trees as possible.
Okay, starting now.
Yep.
Okay, I think we got field pine, birch, ash, maple, oak, cedar, fir. I'm going to count the grapevines, and I think I found an elderberry bush, and there's the remains of the
Great.
So impressed by that. I couldn't do that. So Pat, you named 7 trees, which is not bad. Let's see how Tony did.
Tony, name as many of the trees as possible.
Okay. There's some white birch over there. There's pine trees. That would be 5 minutes.
That'd be 5 minutes.
Lovely.
All right, sorry, start again.
That's okay. There's some white birches. Silver and black maple, I think. Some sugar maples. There's a chestnut, elms. What else did I think? Some spruce. That's about what I got.
Great, okay. Pat, 8 trees to Tony. We have a new score leader in this game. But it is called Solve the Mystery, and so far neither Tony or Pat have seemingly solved the mystery. So let's take a moment to see what Dee realized while she was exploring.
Vines don't count, right? Okay, no vines.
The directions are to name as many trees as possible.
As many trees as possible, but not necessarily the ones that I see.
The directions are to name as many trees as possible.
Haha! Okay, so, right you were, Dee. We told them to explore the area, we told them to name trees, but we never told them to name trees in that area. So, let's see how Dee did while naming the trees.
Dee Dee, name as many trees as possible.
Okay, cherry, maple, beech, birch, oak, there's striped maple, there's red maple, hemlock, there's pine, there's white pine here, there's an apple tree out front here, I think, there's also birch, I'm gonna go with balsam and fir. I guess we could go into, indigo tree. Cherry, actual eating cherry, not just this cherry that's over here, just hardwood. by the way. We'll stop there for now.
For now, great.
For now, they come later.
We want to show you what we came up with when playing this game. Colin, come on up here. Colin, you spent a lot of time in the woods that day, did you not?
Sure did.
Could you name any trees?
Sure could. This one's Gary. That's Al. That's Beatrice. That's Alphonse over there. And the rest of the trees in the world are Colin Jr.
All right. Well, lucky for you, Colin's not part of the competition, so we have D in the lead here. Okay, D gained 3 points, Tony 2, Patrick 1 for that game. So now we got to move on. The great outdoors provide us with many resources: air, water, coal, oil, lithium, Bigfoots. But the most important thing the great outdoors provide is inspiration. Since the dawn of humankind, artists have looked to nature to inspire. Oh, they know what's coming. To inspire their paintings, poems, and music. But we asked our contestants to celebrate nature with a more contemporary art form. Let's take a look.
Welcome, Tony.
Thank you, Shannon.
You have 10 minutes to write a 30 to 60-second film with a twist ending, which you will then have 15 minutes to film and give editing suggestions.
Have not seen these films yet. It should be noted that none of them managed to stay under 60 seconds. So we have decided to waive that requirement. It should also be noted that we provided a bag full of props that they could use in their films. So we are about to present the world premiere of all 3 of our contestants' films as part of our first annual Thorn In My Side Outdoor Film Festival. Will not only have the joy of watching these films, but the joy of judging them as well. During tonight's intermission, we ask that you make your way to the lobby to vote on your favorite film. At the end of the night, the film with the most votes will win this game. Are you ready to watch the films? Fold those judging arms, all right? Get ready, be judges. All right, we'll start off with our little film festival with this dramatic work by Patrick Caron.
My child, you are but a decaying brachia fungi.
The end. Didi Boshkovich.
It's me, Marcel. I cannot wait to get to the baseball match.
Yes, the baseball match where we score goals.
And we'll get touchdowns and tackles.
But don't go offside.
Woohoo! And we'll spike the ball.
Spike the ball.
And get it in the basket.
Ha-ha!
Not him, do it!
Not today! My toilet is clogged!
Alright, so Dee, so you saw a laser gun in the prop bag and you thought Star Wars. But then you saw the green, the slender green and red bats, and you didn't think lightsabers.
No.
You thought knockoff Super Mario Bros.
I'm all about world matching. Bring it all together.
Yeah, cross franchise.
Absolutely.
Public domain. We end the first annual Thorn In My Side Outdoor Film Festival with a spine-tingling piece by Mr. Tony Grobe.
What are you doing? Don't let me interrupt you. Carry on.
Hail, Behemoth! Thank you for this willing victim!
Surviving the great outdoors, having the skills to build shelter isn't enough. One must have sustenance to live. But in the great outdoors, there are no refrigerators full of leftovers, no grocery stores with membership cards, no restaurants with waiters that glare like they don't like the look of you. So, how does one eat? Our contestants found out in a game we're calling Food Outdoorious Food. That's good. Thank you. That one's good. Okay. Let's learn what this one's all about.
Hello! Within 5 minutes, scavenge enough food for a meal and return to this exact spot. Your time starts. Now. Your time starts.
Okay. Find enough food for a meal. Find enough mood for a feel. When they're out in the middle of goodness knows where. How could they possibly do it? Well, we'll start. We're going to start by showing you two extremely different approaches. Here's Tony and Patrick.
Your time starts now.
Hey, look. I know exactly where I'm going.
I'm just picturing, focusing on looking around to see what I can find.
Chicken of the woods. That'll make a nice meal. It's a nice, thick, meaty mushroom. Actually makes a great vegan chicken noodle soup.
Yes! Fear us!
While we trek through these woods, I've also seen Indian cucumber. I'm not seeing any up here.
Ooh, Vienna sausage! In a survival situation?
I was hoping that was Midas lettuce, but it is not.
Iced latte. I feel like the key is recognizing plastic greenery. Ranch corn nuts. Lots of snacks. Snacks are good in the wilderness.
Believe it or not, you can actually get some nutritional value out of grass. As long as you don't chew it or swallow it.
8 seconds. 15 seconds, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. All right, with 10 seconds to spare.
Dinner.
Great. I think Patrick, actually, what you saw earlier, Patrick kept his Chicken of the Woods mushroom and he sent the Thorn in My Side team this image later that same day. He made Chicken of the Woods parm. Okay, their approaches were so very different, and here's the thing, I wonder which way D went. There can't possibly be a third way to do this. Let's watch.
Oh, can you say that? Okay. Real fun? Within 5 minutes, scavenge enough food for a meal and return to this exact spot.
What's the time?
You have 4 minutes and 15 seconds. hypothesis.
How can we go?
Too bad you don't know the code.
I don't have the phone. But I hope I know the way.
You know how steep this hill is, right?
All right, 5 minutes and 27 seconds. Whoa. All right.
Okay.
Dee Dee,
Yes.
how did you do?
I did pretty well.
Okay,
Yeah.
tell us what you got.
I have 4 red clovers.
Okay,
It's a meal for a bee.
a meal for a bee. Okay.
I want to point out too that Dee Dee was not our last contestant of the day, and I don't think Jay recovered.
I'm sorry, Jay.
I was fine an hour later.
So it was a valiant effort, but I am afraid that since Dee was not back at the beginning spot when her time ran out, she must be disqualified from this. So, okay, as for who won the challenge, Pat, though you turned your chicken of the woods into a delicious meal, it was the only ingredient in that meal that was scavenged. So when comparing what their efforts yielded immediately after their time was up, Tony's meal supplied more calories and had greater nutritional diversity, because we had corn nuts and we had ranch corn nuts. But and Vienna sausages. While Pat's effort was arguably more impressive, we must put him in second place with 2 points, meaning our winner is Tony Grobe with 3 points. One more game in the remote outdoors. We thought we'd celebrate all the great outdoors has to offer us across this nation, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters, in a game we're calling This Land Was Made for You and Tree. Now, our contestants met me on the top of Heifer Hill, which you just saw Dee Dee run down and then back up. For this final game, let's see what went down.
All right, Pat, welcome, Dee Dee.
Hi.
After I count down from 3, shout the word freedom as loud and for as long as possible.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes. All right.
William Wallace. So, we here at Thorn In My Side must make an admission. To record how many decibels each contestant reached, we used a decibel measuring app on Jay's phone, not knowing that a cell phone mic can only register a certain number of decibels. So all 3 contestants shouted louder than the cap of 87.7 decibels. But we have no way of knowing how much louder. So, we will be judging this competition solely on who shouted for the longest. To begin, we will see baritone extraordinaire Tony Grobe's attempt.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Lasted 8.9 seconds, which, true fact, it's only 1 second shorter than William Wallace at the end of Braveheart.
Wow.
Okay, but this competition isn't over. We still haven't heard from Patrick Caron. Let's see what he could do.
3, 2, 1.
So, that would be 1 point for Patrick, 2 points for Tony, and 3 to this game's winner, D. All right.
All right. As the points stand now, tied for second place are D and Pat with 7 points. In first place, it's Tony with 8 points.
Yay. All right, we have one more game before our intermission where you get to vote on the movies. So moving on. Honestly, seeing the clover that Dee found really made me hungry. But when yours truly is on a glamping excursion, there's only one foodstuff I turn to give me all the nutrients my body needs for survival. Thanks, Ben, for writing this dialogue for me. The campfire treat, originally referred to as the graham cracker sandwich, colloquially dubbed s'mores. Contestants, I'd like you to make a s'more in the classic style with a gooey marshmallow and store-brand milk chocolate. However, in accordance with fire safety code in the state of Vermont, we cannot provide you with flame or allow you to use fire in any way. You will have to get creative in our game, Hot Enough S'more Ya? We'll start with Tony. Tony, you're going to have 30 seconds to make this marshmallow as hot as you can without using fire. And that's all the directions I'm going to give you. Then you're going to use the ingredients provided to make a s'more. When the time is up, we'll use our patented marshmallow thermometer to measure its temperature, and then the other contestants will have their chance. The highest temperature will receive 3 points, second high, whatever. In order to keep the game fair, I'm going to ask Dee Dee and Patrick to go into the lobby so that you don't see Tony's strategy. Tony, how about you grab yourself a marshmallow, and as soon as you do, your 30 seconds will start. And someone else is timing this, yes?
I have to stay on stage?
Sure. Yes. You have to stay stay in this room.
I got it.
Okay, thank you. All right, grab your marshmallow.
Nobody's going to eat this, right?
In 3, 2, and 1. 30 seconds on the clock.
30 seconds on the clock.
Well, you have 30 seconds to heat it, and then you're going to make a s'more.
Oh, okay. Great.
You can get them ready, though. You can.
Give me a better idea.
The lights.
They're waiting.
The meat thermometer. I mean marshmallow thermometer.
There. Do the thing.
All right. 75.2 degrees.
75.2 degrees. All right. Thank you, Tony. You can now enjoy your s'more at your seat. Next up, Patrick, come on in. Patrick's ready. All right, Patrick.
All right.
When I count to 3, grab your s'more and we'll start your timer. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
We're just
And when you hear the yow, it's done. You're gonna heat it up for 30 seconds and then make your s'more.
All right.
30 seconds to try to heat it up.
Lights are hot. LEDs nowadays.
Make your s'more, and Colin's gonna come up and thermometerize it. Where did it go? Oh, wait, the timer went off. Get it out
Oh,
of
the
there.
timer went off.
Yeah, the yow is your time.
I didn't hear it.
This is gross.
I feel like you didn't think that part through.
That could have gone worse.
This one is 75.5 degrees.
I truly don't remember. All right, enjoy your s'more, Patrick. All right, Dee Dee, last one, come on up. Dee Dee, when I count to 3, you grab your marshmallow, try to heat it up. When you hear the yow, your time is up. Ready?
Now?
Yow! Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
I've seen children eat. It looks like this. Did you get it?
91.5.
That one. I am gonna offer 2 additional points to Dee Dee and to Patrick for eating their s'mores, even though it's disgusting. All right, so what is our score at right now? Ben wrote that in, Colin. He wrote in style points if you eat it and it's gross. All right, we're gonna check our point totals.
Okay, yes. Okay.
Me too.
In third place is Pat with a total of 8 points. And tied for first, it's Dee and Tony with 12 points apiece.
It is now intermission time for our dear audience, where you can go into the lobby, view our art exhibit, bid on the silent auction, and most importantly, you can vote on your favorite short film. But our contestants will receive no such break. Contestants, while our audience is availing themselves of the concessions and the beverages in the bathroom, you will be making magic here on stage. You must choose some gnomes. I have 3 garden gnomes, and you know they're all pretty much the same, so I'm just going to hand them to you. I'm not going to do a big show of choosing them. There you go. All right, now, using our Thorn in My Side craft box, you will need to prepare your doll for a voyage in the great outdoors. What will they need? What will they wear? How will they accessorize? What will they need for a multi-day hiking trip? All right? You have 10 minutes, and we will bring you a wipe. And your time starts now.
Well, I take it in stride, and I feel so alive, but I don't know what to do. It's a thorn in my side. Well, I'm having a blast, but the world moves so fast. Oh, it's a point of pride. It's a thorn in my side.
Contestants, you will be presented with the question, then you must guess what percentage of this audience answered yes. Closest without going over wins a point. You gotta be standing up though. Sitting down time is over. Alright, let's look at the first question we asked this audience. Have you been camping within the last 3 years? Looking at this audience, Tony, what percentage of this audience answered yes?
40%.
40%. Okay, I'm gonna keep track.
You're gonna write it.
I'm gonna keep track.
Good.
Pat.
How loosely did you define camping?
This is what we told them. This is all of the information they got, and you get to answer.
I'm gonna say 70%.
70%. You seem like a camping purist. All right, and Dee Dee.
82.
82. All right, let's take a look. 58. So that's Tony. Tony made the closest without going over. Okay, next question we asked this audience. Have you ever spelunked? Spelunked. You might count coming in here spelunking, but Pat, what do you think?
I'm gonna go with a loose 3%.
A loose 3. All right, D.
1.
All right, Tony.
4.
Who's telling the truth? All right. The next question we asked this audience. Carl Sagan once said, deep down at the molecular heart of life, the trees and we are essentially identical. Do you think he was high at the time? Steve, what do you think?
I think that...
what do you think this audience?
Yeah. This audience definitely knows who Carl Sagan is and definitely knew that he was into weed. So I'm definitely going to say, I'm going to go to 82 again.
82, all right.
Is that
sorry, Tony, next.
50%.
50, all right. And Pat?
94.
All right, let's take a look. Oh, 75, so that's D.
No, Tony.
Thank you. I didn't write who attributed which one. So, yep, thank you. This audience keeps me honest. That was Tony. All right. Next one we asked this audience. Given the chance, would you live in a fancy treehouse for the rest of your life? Tony? I'm going to put a T for Tony.
30%.
30. All right, Patrick?
The rest of your life.
It's a big commitment.
48.6.
46. All right, and Dee Dee?
60.
60. All right, let's take a look. 79! A lot of people are ready to move into our treehouse. All right, and the next thing we asked them was grass. Patrick, who answered? How many of them answered yes?
You know about grass.
69.
Nice. All right, Dee Dee.
69.
Nice.
Ooh. Okay. Thanks, Brandon.
You're welcome.
Tony.
60%.
Ooh. Okay. Interesting. Let's take a look.
Yeah.
75. So that's a tie. Sure. Look at you two.
Hey.
It warms the heart. Keeping me young. All right. And last thing we asked this audience. Do you think Henry David Thoreau was a self-centered twit? D. What percentage of this audience answered yes?
80.
80. Okay. Tony.
30.
30. All right. And Pat.
98.
Okay. All right. Let's take a look. 70. So that means Tony got by a large margin. Very nice. All right, Colin, how are they doing with those points?
Okay. In third place, we have Pat with 9 points. In second place, we have Dee with 14 points. In first place, we have Tony with 16 points.
All right, moving on. Even though Colin just ran on. Even though we love and cherish the great outdoors, we also must fear and respect it. For while the outdoors are truly great, we know that they are also terrible. We humans are not made to last long out there, which is why terrific institutions like Sam's Outdoor Outfitters and Dick's Sporting Goods exist. They aren't sponsoring this show. To provide us with gear to protect us against the elements. We will now hear from each of you how you have outfitted your mini adventurers. Pat, tell us about your gnome and the gear that you made for him.
All right. Well, Theodore. His name's Theodore.
His name's Theodore? Okay, come on center stage and show us.
Oh, boy. He is very, very well equipped for the outdoors. He has, your basics, the rope, very versatile, useful in many applications. He's got a whistle, so he can signal for help if his voice gets weak. You've all seen Titanic. Could have ended completely differently, by the way. Also, there is a Band-Aid in case of injuries, and a Q-tip that can be used for personal hygiene or for a person Theodore's size, a torch. He also is equipped with the Turbo Ultra Gnome Hat 3000, which can be used as shelter or as a boat if necessary. And of course, the Helping Friendly book, which he craftily stole from the evil King Wilson and discovered the secret to a beautiful life is to surrender to the flow, and he is happy to go with that.
That boat looks watertight. All right, Dee Dee, tell us about your gear.
Alright. It's not necessary, it was an afterthought anyway. So, we've got Nomi McNomerson. And Nomi McNomerson loves the outdoors, but is a little fearful of the outdoors. As you have mentioned, it is a scary place. So,
Nomi has extra skirt of straw, so also ready to party at any kind of place where you would find roast pig or pineapple. So down for that. Also realizing that vision is highly important, adding the eyes to the outside of the glasses where the eyes did not exist before. Ready to eat snacks that said perhaps luau. Really.
He's ready for a luau.
He's ready for a luau, but not just a luau. He wants to go glamping. He's a glamper.
Okay.
Shannon.
Gotcha. Wait, what is his name again?
Nomi McNomerson.
Nomi McNomerson. Okay, great. We got Theo and Nomi McNomerson.
Yes, yeah. Also, whistle, key, clutch. Gotta be ready for emergency. And then we've got Band-Aids for sure. Gonna need those. ShamWow. Because as advertised, ShamWow is good for anything. And it can be used as many times as you want. Endlessly. And in the theme of staying safe on travels, you need a towel everywhere you go. Thank you. Great nerds out there. And then Clarendon, because no one wants to deal with that when you're out and about in the wilderness. And a boat, in case there's flooding or water.
Great. All right.
Nice.
So this is Phil, who's going on a multi-day journey with a balloon to aid in travel. Ballast affixed to the outside. He's got a lovely carton of milk in case he gets thirsty.
Milk keeps well.
He's got several toys or puzzles to entertain himself up in the air. There is also, if I can see it, there is a tiny sandwich. It's a cheese sandwich on white bread, in case you're curious. So.
Also keeps well.
I mean, he thinks ahead.
He thinks ahead, yeah.
So,
I love it.
So this
Okay.
allows him to soar. Also, if he happens to land in the water, this doubles as a flotation device.
We have a lot of boats here. All right. Cool. All right. So we got Theodore, we have Nomi McNomerson, and we have Phil. Now, we're not done. So these all look great. But how will they fare in the fearsome elements? We will now put your handmade gear to the test by simulating various outdoor scenarios and disasters. So all three of you, place your Voyagers on the table in the simulation pool. Dee really is monopolizing a lot of
Strategy.
Can they all be?
They can fit. They're voyaging together. They can make it work. There you go. Look at them. They're friends. All right. So they are now in the simulation pool. They are all in a lovely hike. Oh, what a lovely hike it is. Ah, it's a beautiful day. And there's nothing but open path ahead and souls to be searched and books about opening the mind to be read. And as they are walking, they do start to notice it getting a bit windy. So, hold on to your hats. Balloon.
You go 3.
It's really windy. Nope, the dial's broken, Jesse. The dial is broken. Some wind. As they recover from that wind, a dark onto the table. They got wet, they fell down from
Theodore, get your shit together.
from the force of the wave. But that was a bit much for them.
It certainly was.
They're doing okay. Okay. But oh no, all of the water has made the soil loose. Watch out! There's a mudslide! And they crawl back up. They run away. They're not certain where they are heading, but they must have gone north because they find themselves in the middle of a blizzard.
Oh no.
Is their gear warm enough?
Yes.
Yours is going to a luau. All right, I cannot see Phil. They trek through the harsh winter until they make their way to spring. Oh, look. Oh, a lovely dandelion. But oh no! Seasonal allergies! Dee of Donomic Nomerson has the clarity. Will you share?
Absolutely not.
Oh no, so Phil and Theodore are suffering from those allergies. But if they weren't bad enough, look out for bees? Oh no! The adventurers decide to get to higher ground. They scramble up the side of the Rocky Mountain. They're scrambling up the side of the Rocky Mountain. But when the rocks get to start, it looks like our adventurers are stuck. Do they have any way of calling for help?
Yes.
What is your way of calling for help?
Whistle.
Oh, whistle, which Tony, I think yours is close enough that he can get in on that too. We have a whistle, which can get our rescue helicopter. Rescue helicopter, where are you? And they got rescued because they were so unprepared. All right. Colin, look, how'd they do? Colin's here. So, all of our contestants needed rescuing. They all got trapped under the rocks. Nomi McNomerson did have the clarity, so that gives him a bit of a leg up.
Cool. So he gets an extra point?
Yeah.
Who is Nomi? All right. In that case, in third place with 12 points, we have Pat. In second place with 18 points, we have Dee. And in first place with 19 points, we have Tony.
Now, we are winding things down, but before we get to our final game of the evening, we must reveal the results of the first annual Thorn In My Side Outdoor Film Festival voting! To refresh everyone's minds, the nominees are Fungus Dissolution by Patrick Caron, The Trap by Melody Washkovich, and A Relaxing Walk by Tony. Okay, so we are going to have an honorable mention, which will have 1 point, an extra honorable mention, which will have 2 points, and a Best in Fest, which will win 3 points, based on your voting, audience. May I have the envelope, please? Honorable mention for 1 point goes to Fungus Dissolution! So now it's time for us to find out who was Best in Fest and who was our extra honorable mention. best in fest tonight for a total of 3 points, winning our film festival is A Relaxing Walk! Tony, you have received our prize, and you may now make your gracious and memorable acceptance speech.
I'd like to thank my parents, the producers of the film.
And that's your clap music. Go, all right. And fans of the game, longtime fans of our show, will be able to. Can you read what that says, Tony? Can you read?
It's R.S. Roberts, 2002, Clark Glennon.
No joke. Found that on the side of the road. All right. One more point tally before our last game.
Okay. As the points stand, we have in third place Pat with 13 points. In second place, we have Dee with 20 points. In first place, we have Tony with 22 points.
Okay, so we only have one challenge left for tonight's edition of Thorn In My Side. That's right, it is time for Hardcore Thorn! It has been a long, hard day in the great outdoors. Sun's getting pretty low, which means it is time for the best outdoor activity there is, telling stories around a campfire. Each of you will take a prompt from my hand. You will then be given the time it takes for me to read the show credits to come up with one exploit involving your prompt. So like a tall tale. There'll be a person that there's a tall tale about, and you need to come up with one exploit that person has done. You will then be given roughly a minute to share with the audience. Note, I didn't say write down your story, as one does not tell a story around a campfire with notes. I've got the prompt right here! Okay, so I'm going to, Dee, you may pick a prompt first, but don't look at it until your time starts. And Tony? And Pat. So you're going to when I say, you're going to take a look at your prompt and come up with one exploit that figure has done. All right, contestants, start composing your tall tale. And now, while they're creating, I'd like to thank you all for coming to this month's Thorn In My Side. Thank you so much for being here. This show is produced by the Hooker-Dunham Theater and Gallery and is supported by your generous donations. Tonight's edition was written by Jay Gelter, Colin Hinckley, Ben Stockman, and me, Shannon Ward. Ben's in the booth, Colin's in the house, Jay's running around. Cameron Cobain is usually running the lobby. He's not here today. So Harold Hamilton stepped in. Thank you so much, Harold. Thank you for the concessions. Leah made the concessions. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Leah, what is your last name? Are you here?
She's not here, but
okay.
It's Rosin Pritchard.
Richard?
Rosin Pritchard. It's a mouthful.
It's hyphenated.
Yeah. She's great though.
All right. She's great. We appreciate that so much. Please join us next month on July 21st, and be sure to follow the Hooker-Dunham on Facebook and Instagram or sign up for our email list. Also, we change these dates all the freaking time, so look at our website because we may change next month's date. You can also catch up on our previous episodes on BCTV. The links to that are on our website and social media pages. As you can see, we film these. If you would like to be a future contestant, you may sign up in the lobby. And I think that's it. Time. Oh, thank you to Beak. I don't know if I said that yet. Thank you to Beak for letting us film there. And time. You all look ready. Okay. Contestants, don't let your brain think a single other thought about your story. It is time to hear your tall tales. But first, we must set our scene. So, Ben, could we get a little nighttime ambiance? This is a horrific shrine. Jay, could you bring in our campfire, please? As you remember, we can't have an open flame. We can fake it. Perfect. All right, Patrick, we're going to start with you. Come regale us. Tell us what your prompt is, and then tell us an exploit.
The woes of little Ginny Lemon Pit. Little Ginny Lemon Pit really did not want to sit. She made a s'more in her pit, and now she really needs to
It rhymed!
loggers in the history of this great nation. She cleared the greatest log jam in the history of the state of Maine, single-handedly.
Didn't know you were done. All right, Dee, bring us home.
Come around. Don't be afraid. I want to tell you about the tale of Keith, the great green goat. Worry not, for Keith learned the error of his ways. Not only was he a goat, but he was the greatest of all THCers. Yes, green does stand for weed, and he learned. On the other side, there's too much weed. So take a lesson, take heart from our friend Keith. We can learn from him that sometimes I'm just too high.
So, we will now use our classic applause as voting system to determine who wins this game. The more you loved a contestant story, the louder you should cheer for them. So, we're going to start with Patrick's story. His story was about Little Ginny Lemon Pit. Let's applaud for Patrick's story. All right, how about Tony's story of Jane the Main Cream McCluskey? And Dee Dee's story about Keith the Great Green Goat. Little Ginny Lemon Pit? Jane the Main Crane McCluskey? Keith the Great Green Goat. Thank you. Sometimes you're not clear and we have to do it again. All right, so Colin, do you have our final point total?
I sure do.
All right, but first, let's see what our contestants will win. Colin, what prize do we have for third place?
Aha! For third place, we have this amazing chicken of the woods. For second place, we have this rooster of the woods. And for first place, we have the chickens of the woods.
That's also a candle holder, and I want to point out that Experience Good labels that as decor. I also bought all these today, and the cashier said, "Ooh, I'm sensing a theme." And I said, "Wrong theme." All right, so, Colin, who is in third place? With how many points?
In third place, with 14 points, is Pat!
This is going in my chicken coop.
Okay, so that means either Dee or Tony are this month's Thorn In My Side champion. Colin, how many points did Dee receive?
Dee Dee received 23 points.
And finally, how many did Tony receive?
Tony received 24.
Oh my goodness, all right, and once again, Dee has lost by just 1 point. So close. That was it, folks. Thank you so much for coming down to the
Take it in stride, I feel so alive, but I don't know what to do. It's a thorn in my side, when I'm having a blast with the world moves so fast. It's a point of pride. It's a thorn in my side.